Welcome to the Muted Strike. I'm Mitch, and we're here to talk core physics.
Thanks, Mitch. Let's talk about why core physics matters. Every day we get older, not younger. And if you're a bowler over 50, you know the feeling. By the third game, your wrist is aching, your shoulder feels tight, and you start wondering if you're going to pay for this tomorrow. We're told we have to muscle a 15-pound ball to get real pin action, but forcing speed and revs isn't just exhausting, it's reckless. But here's the real problem. If you've ever tried dropping down to a 12 or 13-pound ball in the past, there's a very high probability you hated it. It probably felt lazy on the back end, deflected heavily off the head pin, and left you leaving weak corner pins all night long. You blamed the weight. You thought you just couldn't strike without a 15-pound engine. But the weight wasn't your problem. The engineering was. For years, standard gear manufacturers treated lightweight balls as an afterthought. To hit the target weight in these lightweight models, they yanked out the complex, high-performance dynamic core and stuffed in a generic, low-performance pancake block. On the lane, that ball acts like a dead weight. And here is the catch. Even if you try to force it, tweaking your release to pump up your spin and revs, a generic core simply cannot migrate its axis or flare correctly. It loses all its energy the second it encounters heavy oil transitions. All that muscle goes to waste, and it still won't outperform the effortless, smooth power of a modern lightweight design. At 13 pounds, the internal engine dictates your motion. The symmetrical core provides a smooth, predictable, and continuous arc straight through the mid-lane. However, an asymmetrical core modifies that mass distribution to introduce a mass bias. It stores its energy through the oil, waiting to unleash a sharp, aggressive snap the exact millisecond it hits dry lane friction. To truly understand your equipment, you need to look at two specific numbers. The first is the radius of gyration, or RG. A low RG core gets a lighter ball rolling early, cutting through heavy oil in the front of the lane. The second number is total differential. Differential dictates your flare potential and back-end shape. By maintaining a high differential in a 13-pound ball, manufacturers ensure that once the ball exits the oil, it has the required energy to snap hard into the pocket. You get the early lane red and the aggressive backhand, all without having to force the physical motion. Let's look at the actual numbers. When you compare a 15-pound performance ball to its 13-pound counterpart, you will notice a necessary shift in the core engineering. A typical 15-pound ball might feature an RG of around 2.47 and a differential of 0.050. But to hit that 13-pound target, manufacturers modify the inner core shape, which naturally raises the RG to around 2.59, with a differential of 0.041. Physical execution sets your trajectory, but surface dictates your friction. That highly reflective, out-of-the-box factory polish might look great, but it can slide right past the breakpoint. By breaking down that shine and using a structured 1000 to 2000 grit sanding progression, you fine-tune exactly where the ball reads the lane. Once the ball leaves your hand, the physics takes over, but you control the variables. Managing lane friction is the final piece of the equation. When you alter a cover stock, with a modern 12 or 13-pound core, you don't need to force a reckless launch angle to see a sharp back-end flip or a smooth, predictable benchmark roll into the pocket. The cover stock creates the friction, the core migrates the axis, and the design creates the entry angle. Match the surface to the oil pattern, execute your physical checklist, and let the science do the heavy lifting. I've been through the healing process from past health issues, and I still love to bowl. I could throw a 14 or 15-pound ball today if I wanted to muscle it. But why risk injury? Why trade a higher rev rate for a week of regret? By letting a modified core in a lighter 12 to 13-pound block do the heavy lifting, I get to enjoy this game pain-free. And that's what we all want, to smash the pocket, skip the effort, and keep bowling for years to come. But don't mistake engineering for an easy pass. True accuracy isn't about muscle, it's about discipline. Because a lighter ball does not restrict your joints or force you to squeeze the grip, your hand can maneuver around the lower hemisphere of the ball much faster at the bottom of the swing. This pain-free maneuverability naturally allows you to increase your rev rate and alter your axis of rotation without forcing the motion. You are replacing brute strength with efficient leverage. A common reaction to this newfound power is the urge to sprint to the foul line. But artificially increasing your approach speed isn't just unnecessary, it is reckless. With a lighter ball, a slower, more deliberate footwork tempo is actually your greatest asset. It allows your muscle memory to lock on to those improved slide and release mechanics. Because you no longer muscle the downswing, your footwork can dictate a smooth, repeatable rhythm, which is the absolute key to generating consistent kinetic energy and pin carry down the lane. By slowing down your tempo, you stay perfectly balanced at the foul line and give the ball's engineered core the exact time it needs to read the lane and generate the entry angle for you. It lives in your hands, maintaining a consistent, relaxed grip pressure that prevents you from grabbing the ball. From a balanced stance into a clean, unforced swing, a smooth slide, and a crisp, repeatable release at the foul line. That is where your effort belongs. You supply the disciplined execution and let the 13-pound engineering supply the power. When your mechanics match the ball's design, you stop fighting the lane. And that is exactly why the industry shifted. Modern manufacturers realized that experienced bowlers wanted longevity, while newer bowlers wanted that instant thrill of watching their ball hook hard and drive through the deck like a seasoned veteran. So, they started redesigning these 12 and 13-pound options from the ground up. Today, you can get high-performance, lightweight gear engineered with fully modified cores, both symmetric and asymmetric, wrapped in the exact same premium reactive cover stocks as their 15-pound counterparts. You get the same friction, the same violent back-end flip, and the same pin-carrying power without punishing your body. If you're ready to stop muscling the ball and let pure engineering take over. I've put links to my top recommended lightweight pocket predators in the video description below. Talk to your pro shop, look over the specs, and find the right match for your game. Before you head to the pro shop, you need a plan. Do not just walk in and ask for a 13-pound ball. You need to ask your PSO to treat your new equipment as a high-performance tool. First, have them check your positive axis point, or PAP. Your release will naturally change when you drop the weight, so your old measurements might be obsolete. Second, discuss specific drilling layouts. Whether they use dual angle or VLS, ask them to map out a layout that maximizes the core's dynamic properties instead of treating it like a standard lightweight ball. You want that mass bias working for you, not against you. But if you choose a symmetrical core, you want that low RG axis properly centered for a smooth, continuous arc. By giving your pro shop operator the right data, you ensure your new 12 or 13-pound engine is fine-tuned specifically for your game. Whether you're a senior bowler looking for physical longevity, an aging league bowler trying to eliminate the next-day pain aftermath, or just someone wanting better hitting power without sacrificing your physical mechanics, just to keep striking? The answer might surprise you.
Drop a like if this helped you realize you don't need a 15-pound ball to strike. Until next time, keep it smooth and keep it muted.